friends, welcome to my English classroom. I'm your English teacher Sheikh Rafi. Today in this video, I'm going to start the very first unit from your English textbook. If you look at your textbook, the theme sheet of this unit, you will note that the theme of this unit is family. In this unit, there are three readings. A reading, The Tattered Blanket, B reading, which is a poem, My Mother, and C reading, A Letter to a Friend. So, before entering into the unit, let us at the very outset try to understand the theme of this unit. The theme of the unit is family. Now, what is family? Family is a group of members, closely related members. We have grandparents, parents, children, uncles, aunts, their children, all together they form a family. Family is generally considered the most safest place for any member. Dear students, all of you would know that man is a social animal. We cannot live individually or all alone. We have to live in a group, and family is the best and basic group with which we live, as family gives us protection, safety and security. Now here we have to understand one thing. Whatever we get from the family, in return to that, even we have certain duties, responsibilities towards our family. So in this unit, this is what we are going to learn. So let us start the unit. I want all of you to open your textbook and have a pen or pencil ready in your hands. Look at page number 2. If you see page number 2, you are going to see the face sheet of this unit. Now here they have given two photographs and they have asked some questions under those photographs. First question, what do you observe in the pictures? Now when we look at the pictures, both are family photographs. On the right side, what we see, it's a large family. We call joint family because lots of members are there. Grandparents, parents and their children. Almost 3 generations are there. So it's a large family. Whereas on the left side, if you see, only father, mother and their children are there. It's a small family, also called as nuclear family. See the second question. Do we find many joint families in our society? Yes or no? Give reasons. Now, do we find joint families and small families in the society? Yes, of course we find. If you go to villages, we find most of the families in the villages are joint families. But whereas if you go to cities, you are going to find that most of the families are nuclear families, small families. Now, the question they have asked is, give reasons. Why do we find small families in towns and cities? And reason is very obvious. We can understand that most of the families, the joint families, they broke up in villages, and many of the families, they migrated from villages towards the towns and cities. Why they migrate? They migrate in search of employment, in search of job, so that they can support their family. So that is why even today we find joint families limited only to villages or rural areas, whereas in towns and cities most of we find is only small families. Children, before starting the lesson here, I would like to take one more minute and just to brief you out about the basic story of this lesson, The Tattered Blanket. This lesson actually focuses about the family relationship. Generally, in a family we have parents and their children, but when children grow up, they get engaged with their own work and they go to different places to earn money, and in this race of life they tend to forget their parents. So as a result, the relationship between parents and children is weakened up. So this is what is depicted in this story, very beautifully narrated by the author. It's a very touching story. So let's go through it and enjoy it. So let us start the lesson. I want all of you to look at page number 3, the top of the page. A reading, The Tattered Blanket. Now what is the meaning of the word tattered? Tattered means torn. And blanket is a thick sheet that we use to cover our body during winters. So the tattered blanket means the torn blanket. Now, before starting this lesson, I just want you to have a brief introduction to the author of this lesson. I want all of you to see page number 7. They have given about the author. All of you look at the textbook. Kamala Das from 1932 till 2009 is the daughter of the famous Malayalam poet Balamani Amma and V.M. Nair. She is an internationally known poet, short story writer and novelist who writes effortlessly both in English and Malayalam. She has received many awards for her literary work. Some of them are Asian Poetry Prize, Kent Award for English writing from Asian countries, Asian World Prize, Sahitya Academy Award and Vayalar Ramavarma Sahitya Award. So what we are going to read today is basically a Malayalam story, and since the author itself is Malayalam background, but she writes effortlessly in both the languages, a very, very prominent writer from India. So let us start the lesson. Now look at page number 3, The Tattered Blanket. When he arrived unexpectedly at his home in the countryside in his office car and got down at the gate, his mother, who was lying in an armchair on the veranda, made a futile attempt to get up. This is the first paragraph. We can understand that someone is entering the house, and his mother, who is a very old woman, is sitting there in an armchair on the veranda. So looking the person coming, this woman made a futile attempt. Futile means unsuccessful attempt. She tried to get up from the chair, but she could not get up because she is very old. So what happens? See there, Kamala, there is somebody at the gate. She said, somebody is in a car. Now who is she here? She refers to the old woman. Kamala, her eldest daughter, a widow, who was sitting huddled up on the thinna on the veranda, her head and ears covered with a thin bath towel, got up reluctantly, walked slowly to the gate, and screwing up her eyes, peered into the darkness. Now this is what is happening. The old mother, she saw someone coming from the gate. So she immediately calls her eldest daughter. What is her name? Kamala. Who is Kamala? She is a widow. What do you mean by widow? Widow means a woman whose husband has died. So she is a widow. She is sitting huddled up. What do you mean by huddled up? Huddled up means sitting with arms and legs close to the body. Generally, we sit like this when we feel cold or when we are afraid. So she was sitting huddled up on the thinna. Thinna, what is thinna? Thinna is an elevated place near the veranda where they can sit. If you see the picture, you will get an idea there. The portion in front of the house, that elevated portion, it is called thinna, veranda. So she was sitting there and her head was covered with a bath towel. She got up reluctantly. Reluctantly means unwillingly. Right? She got up unwillingly, walked slowly to the gate, screwing up her eyes. Screwing means we are trying to focus. She is screwing up her eyes and peered into the darkness. So Kamala was trying to identify who it was. Turn the page, come to page number 4. She saw a bald, fat, middle-aged man walking in through the gate. "Oh, Gopi," she said in her grating voice. "Why this sudden unexpected visit?" Now, the moment Kamala saw the man, she recognized him that he was his brother. And how does his brother look? He was bald. Bald means without hairs. He was bald, fat, middle-aged man walking through the gate. So immediately Kamala identifies him and asks him, why this sudden unexpected visit? Nobody was expecting him. So she asks him, why this sudden unexpected visit? Kamala, who is it? Her mother asked loudly from veranda. So mother is asking repeatedly. Where is mother? Mother is sitting in the chair. She tried to get up, but she can't because she is very old. So from there itself, she is asking again and again, who is that? Who is that? And see the answer. Answer comes from the man. Gopi, the man said. There was a meeting in Tiruvananthapuram. I just dropped my way back. So Gopi introduces himself. He says, I am Gopi. I came actually to Tiruvananthapuram. Tiruvananthapuram is a famous city in Kerala. So he came there for attending a meeting, and on his way back he dropped there. Let us see further. Who? Kamala? Who is it? There was a note of alarm in Amma's voice. Amma's voice. Amma here means the old woman. There was a note of alarm. Amma was little bit worried, tensed, that who was it? So see the answer. Kamala says, Amma, why are you so scared? Kamala, Gopi's elder sister. Kamala is Gopi's elder sister, asked her a little awkwardly, as if you are seeing Gopi for the first time. Why are you getting so tensed? As if you are seeing Gopi for the first time. Who is Gopi? Gopi is Amma's son, and Kamala is his elder sister. Kamala is his elder sister. So it is the son who has come to see mother. Let us see further what happens there. Amma, it is me, Gopi, he said again. So this time the bald fat man, he came close to Amma and he said, Amma, it is me, Gopi. He bent down and brought his face close to her wrinkled cheeks. Amma, it's me. Gopi, Kamala, I can't believe it. Has his school closed for vacation? Now that was the reaction of the mother. When Gopi came close to his mother's wrinkled face. What is wrinkled face? Wrinkles are the folds which get on your skin when a person becomes old. So Gopi came close to his mother's wrinkled face and told, Amma, it's me. As if he was trying to make his mother identify himself. It's me, Gopi. And what does Amma do? Amma asks, Gopi? Kamala, I can't believe it. Mother says she can't believe that it is Gopi, and she asks, what she asks? Has his school closed for vacation? Now, does Gopi look like a school-going student? No, but Amma, she can't identify. She doesn't recognize him properly and has a doubt, and she asks whether the school was on vacation and Gopi came from school to see her. But he didn't came from school. So what happens? See there? Kamala gives explanation. What she says? Amma is often like this these days. She doesn't recognize anybody. Amma is like this often these days and she doesn't recognize anybody. She has become very old, right? Gopi's sister explained. But sometimes her memory is quite sharp. Then she asked me if you have sent any letter. So Amma's memory, sometimes it is very sharp, and she asks Kamala whether Gopi has sent her any letter or not. I tell her everything is fine with you, Vimala and the kids. What is the point of telling her that you haven't written for a year? Poor thing, I wouldn't dream of making her unhappy. Now here comes the twist in the story. Here we understand that mother's memory is bit poor. She has become very old and she doesn't remember most of the things, but here and there she remembers well. She very frequently asks Kamala whether Gopi has written any letter to her or not. And what does Kamala do? Every time she says that Gopi has written a letter and everything is fine with Gopi, his wife. Who is wife of Gopi? Vimala. So everything is good, everything is fine with Vimala and his kids. But here we understand that Gopi has not written any letter from past many years. Now that is why Kamala says, what is the point, what is the use of telling mother that you have not written any letter to her? And Kamala says, what she says, I wouldn't dream of making her unhappy. So Kamala doesn't want to make her mother unhappy by telling that your son, that is Gopi, has not written any letters to you. So what we understand here is that Gopi doesn't remember his mother. He don't write letters to his mother. He don't visit to his mother. It was only Kamala who was taking care of her mother. Let us continue further. See the next para. What is the explanation given by Gopi for this? He says, see page number 4. I got a promotion last year. After that, I am always on my toes. And there are tours quite often. I don't get any time to write letters. Now this is the explanation which Gopi gives. He says he got a promotion and the time from when he got promotion, he got very, very busy. See the word, what he says, I am always on my toes. I am always on my toes. It means he was very busy, almost running every time. And he says there are often tours where he has to travel from one place to another place, and these are the reason why he doesn't get time to write letters. Now see what is the reaction of the sister Kamala. Why don't you ask Vimala to write, or doesn't she get any time to? Even Vimala doesn't get time to write a letters? That was the question asked by Kamala. What are you mumbling over there? Amma said loudly. What are you mumbling? Mumbling means talking slowly there. Amma still not able to identify what is going on. So she asked, what are you mumbling over there? Amma said loudly. I heard somebody coming in a car. Who is it? Still Amma is in doubt. And she's asking, who is it? Who came in the car? I told you it is Gopi. But Gopi is in Delhi, isn't he? No. Amma remembers Gopi is in Delhi. If you know, just before a while she said, has the schools given summer vacation? And now she remembers that Gopi is in Delhi. Yes, Amma, it's me. I have come from Delhi. Who did Gopi marry? Amma said, suddenly lowering her voice. I mean, what is his wife's name? Amma has forgotten even this. Don't say you have forgotten her name too. Don't you remember? Vimala, district collector Nambiar's eldest daughter, Gopi's sister said. So Gopi's sister clarified that Gopi was married to the district collector's eldest daughter. Right? What was her name? Vimala. Oh, I forgot the name. Was there a letter from Gopi today? Again Amma is asking, was there a letter from Gopi today? There was. He writes every day. What is Kamala telling? Kamala says that Gopi writes every day. Is it true? No. Gopi doesn't write. He hasn't written any letter from years. See the next paragraph, page number 5, top of the page. I am terribly upset if I don't get a letter from him every day. He knows it. That is why he writes every day. Now see the response of the mother. Mother says, I am terribly upset if I don't get a letter from him every day. And what is the sister telling? He knows it. That is why he writes every day. So Gopi, who don't even remember his mother. And here what is Kamala doing? Kamala is pretending, Kamala is presenting in front of mother as if Gopi writes letter every day. Look at the way she talks. Gopi's sister turned to him. Just as I told you, you know nothing about what is going on here, do you? So the sister is questioning brother. You don't know anything what is happening here in the house. Who is that Amma said again, "Who is that in a car?" So you can notice here, Amma is again and again frequently asking the question. So this shows that she is very forgetful. "It is me," Gopi said. "I had to come to Tiruvananthapuram. I thought I should drop in to see you, Amma." And he tells again, "Who is your Amma? What is her name? Where does she live? Is it far from here?" So Amma doesn't identify even Gopi. When Gopi says, "It is me, Gopi, I came to Tiruvananthapuram to see you." And what does Amma says? "Who is your Amma? Who is your Amma? What is her name? Where does she live? Is it far from here?" See, the answer says, "No, it is quite near. It is quite near. I don't know how I can bring back her memory," Gopi's sister said to him exasperatedly, angrily, annoyed. Right? She is getting angry. Why? Because Amma is asking repeatedly the same question. Who is he? Who is he? Who is he? And though Gopi introduced himself 2 or 3 times, though Kamala told her 2 or 3 times, but still she cannot get it back to her memory. So she gets exasperatedly. "I don't know how I can bring back her memory." Gopi placed his briefcase on the thinna. He opened it and pulled out the contents. What are the contents in the briefcase? Clothes, files, a shaving set, ... Generally, when children come back after a long time to their family, when they open the suitcase or briefcase, what do you expect from them? Naturally, we expect that they would have definitely bought something, some gift or some useful thing for us. But here, when Gopi opens his briefcase, what are the things that are coming out of the briefcase? Clothes, files, a shaving set, etc. Nothing for mother or nothing for sister. Right? Just turn the page, come to page number 6 there. "Do you know my son Gopi?" Amma is asking this question to Gopi himself. "Do you know my son Gopi?" Amma asked him. "He is in Delhi, a government officer. He has Kesari Yogam." What is Kesari Yogam? Kesari Yogam means well settled. My son is well settled. So she says he has Kesari Yogam. He draws a salary of 2,500 rupees. Do you know him? Now, since this is a very old story, 2,500 rupees for a government officer, it was a big salary in olden days. Now, the amount is a very meager amount, very small amount, but at that time it was so good that Amma calls it as Kesari Yogam. Kesari Yogam means well settled. And he earns how much? 2,500 rupees. Do you know him? See the answer. Yes, I know him. Who is giving this answer? Gopi. Gopi is telling that he knows his son Gopi. See the next paragraph, very touching paragraph. "Tell him to send me a blanket. There is a cold mist in the mornings. If I catch cold, it doesn't leave me for a long time. Tell him to send a blanket, won't you? A red one. I had a blanket, the one he brought for me when he was studying in Madras. It is all tattered now, just a ball of knotted yarn. Tell him to send me a red blanket, will you?" Now that was the request by the mother. Mother understands that Gopi, the man who came to his house, he also lives in Delhi, and she asks him whether he knows Gopi or not. Since he says, "I know Gopi," mother immediately tells him, "If you meet Gopi, tell him to send me a blanket, a red blanket, because in morning times it is very cold. The atmosphere is full of mist. Mist means fog, moisture. So a lot of moisture is there, and if she goes out, she may catch cold, and the cold doesn't leave her quickly. So she is worried about her own health and asks him to tell his son to send a blanket, because he had given one blanket when he was studying in his college time, school or college time, long back. That blanket is torn. It has become a ball of knotted yarn, only threads, pieces here and there, that's all. It is of no more use. Since it is winter, since it is very cold, mother asks him to tell him to send him a blanket. See the answer. He says, I will tell him. He nodded. He nodded. Please don't forget to tell him the mist is not good for me. I think I will stretch myself out for a bit. Mother, Amma says, I think I will stretch myself out for a bit. Stretching out means sleeping or taking rest for a while. I have been sitting too long in the armchair. I have a pain in the neck. Gopi's sister put Amma to bed and come back to the veranda. So again, now Amma is inside the house taking rest, and Kamala comes outside, and now she talks to his brother Gopi. You didn't come to see Amma, did you? See that straight question. Kamala is asking a straight question to his brother. What she says? You didn't come to see Amma, did you? See the answer. Delhi is too expensive. You know, I have 4 children to look after now. I can't make both ends meet with my salary. And one has to keep up one's status. It will be a great help if I can raise some money by selling my share of the family property. I came to talk it over with you. Now we understand the purpose of Gopi coming to the house. Gopi didn't come to house to see his mother. Why he came? He gives a big explanation. He says that Delhi is a very expensive place and he has 4 children to look after. Whatever he earns, it is not sufficient for him. He uses a phrase there. What he says? I can't make both ends meet with my salary. Making both ends meet means earning sufficient money. It means earning sufficient money. You have earnings, you have spendings, you have income, you have expenses. Both of them should meet. And he says, I can't meet my both ends with my salary. And one has to keep up with one's status. I have to maintain my status in the society. And he says it would be great help if she helped him in selling his share in the family property. So now we understand that he didn't come to see mother, but in fact he came to sell his share of property in the family to take money. Now that was the purpose for which he came. See the next para. You will sell your land and go away with the money. I know you won't come here anymore after that. Now Kamala is really sharp and she understands that once his brother sells off his property, he will never return to that place. So what he says? He says, don't say that. I will come when I get time. Gopi says, I will come when I get time. Your time? Kamala is putting a question mark. Your time. He saw the irritation on his sister's face. Irritation means annoyance, anger. So he saw the irritation on his sister's face. It took you more than 5 years to find time to come here. It was after 5 years that Gopi was coming that day to see his mother. Amma is 83 now. Amma is 83 now. She is very old. I don't think she will pull on much longer. So you came after 5 years this time. Now mother is 83. If you come next again after 5 years, I think Amma will not pull through that long. What do you mean by pull on much longer? Pull on much longer means surviving for that longer. So sister doubts that if you come next time after another 5 years, maybe by that time Amma would have died. It took you so long to visit her after the last time. So sister is very clear when you are going to come the next time, maybe after another 5 years. See the answer. What does he says? But Amma can't remember who I am. He said, smiling feebly. So Gopi smiled feebly and said, what is the use of my coming? Because Amma doesn't remember me. There is no use of my coming. But Amma can't remember who I am. He smiled feebly. But do you remember your Amma? Do you remember your Amma? The lesson ends with a question mark. The lesson ends with a question marks. Final question. Gopi says, what is the use of coming here? Because Amma doesn't remember me anymore. But Kamala asks him the final question. Amma is old. Amma doesn't have a good memory. She can't remember. But what about you? Do you remember Amma? Now that's a very tragical end that is given to this chapter, which ends with the question where Kamala asks a very, very pinching question to Gopi. So this is how the lesson ends, and we see the relationship, the torn relationship. Now you will be understanding here what does the tattered blanket means. Here blanket means the love and affection, the warmth of the children. The warmth of the children. Amma is living without his son. The warmth of the children is no more there with Amma. She needs the family more than any other things. But that is what is not here. Amma is a wounded soul. Amma is a wounded soul. She has waited so long to see her child, but couldn't see. When she sees him finally, she can't recognize him. So that is how the lesson comes to an end. So that was all about the tattered blanket. I hope all of you understood and enjoyed this lesson. Dear children, this is the first part of the video where I have covered only a reading. In the second part, I will take the next part, that is grammar and vocabulary exercises. So till then, have a good time. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.